Hi, this is Stacia, and today we're going to look at a tournament game that I played in the Tuesday Tussle 5, round 1. I played this game last night against Jim Slagled, who's rated 1763. So let's have a look at the game. I don't have a lot of time today, so we will go through a little quicker than usual. Okay, so he opened up with the move b4, the Polish opening. So I play e5 against this. This is the main line. And after bishop b2, I take and they take. And this is the main line, but it should be noted that we basically exchanged our strong center pawn, the e5 pawn, for the b4 flank pawn. So that's not necessarily a desirable trade. But on the other hand, this bishop is misplaced here and will get kicked around a little bit. So knight f6 to stop this threat. You do not want to blunder that one. So you play here. And now c4 was played, and already I was out of book. Turns out this is the main move, though. And then I played knight c6, attacking the bishop. The bishop moved back. I don't want the arrows on. Turn that off. Okay. Okay, and here I should probably just castle. That's what I did. Although it should be noted that the computer does like d5 right away. I'm kind of curious about that for a second, because if d5 in here, are we going to take with a queen? Okay, this kind of happened in the game a little bit. Like allowing this to happen. But I guess I'm not castled yet. I'd be scared to castle on this side, though, with these open files. Computer says black's better here, though. Probably a combination of king flexibility, the two bishops, and more active pieces. So, okay, well, that's interesting. In the game, however, I castled instead of d5. I think that's totally reasonable. a3 was played by my opponent. I must move my bishop. Yeah, and I'll note that I kind of call this the Polish bishop or the English bishop because when I play the English, I often get this bishop too, where he's on a5, he's pinning the d pawn, which is kind of annoying for white, but there is no b pawn to kick the bishop away, so he's kind of stable here and kind of good here. e3 was played. A developing move, I believe. And now I played the move d5. So I think d5 is a desirable move for us to get in. But my thoughts about this move is that after takes, and okay, let's say we take with a knight, we don't have any center pawns anymore, and white has two center pawns. So we are more active and better developed, however, but I would be nervous about playing this way. And actually I was during the game. Okay, so I did play d5. He did take, and I decided to take with the queen, allowing this capture. I'm going to be honest with you, though. I think due to playing, like this happens when I play a lot of blitz, I start to overlook things. Like I played this move too quickly, and I overlooked this move and only saw it after I played it, and I was like, wait, should I have allowed that? I decided that I could allow it, but you know, I would much rather see that before allowing it. So, okay. So he did decide to take me up on this, but I think it's risky for white, and the computer says this is a mistake by white. So that is kind of surprising, but okay, the computer's saying, do you really want to sacrifice your 2 bishop advantage? Not only that, but this bishop there's a lot of tempos invested in this bishop. 3 so far, and this is going to be a 4th, and then he's off the board. So that's kind of a lot of tempos to lose to wreck my pawn structure. I kind of think of as a tempo being worth 1/3 of a pawn, at least in open positions. So probably not worth taking here, and the computer agrees with that. But he did take. I also reasoned that I might have this plan. King h8, rook g8. And I also have ways to defend my king. You know, like knight here, coming to the rescue. Or bishop here to here. This plan, though, I was a little worried about this type of thing, but on the other hand, I think white needs to castle on that side since they don't have any pawns on their queen side. Okay, so all of that is to say that the position is now equal according to the computer, although imbalanced. My opponent played knight f3, bishop f5. So looking to develop my last piece and put it here, but it should be noted the computer doesn't like this move. It says that I should play king h8 right away, or even this move. I kind of like this one because, you know, this capture doesn't bother us at all. This would be good. And I'm kind of menacing this idea. Okay. But bishop f5. My opponent played bishop e2, so I think he's just looking to castle now. And now I had a decision to make. Let's see. No, not yet. I played knight to e5. Makes sense, right? He castled. Now I have a decision to make. The decision is, should I occupy the d3 square? Because I can do that and it will close the center a bit, be awkward for him. But if I don't do that, I think he's going to play d4 very soon. My knight will no longer be able to stay on e5. And yeah, it was a hard decision, I thought. Yeah, like if I just play normal, let's say I play like rook here. I thought he could play d4. Was I saying d5? Yeah, computer agrees. Although it says take. I was also worried about this skewer. Oh, I just block. Yeah, computer actually likes this. I mean, it says white has a slight advantage here, but I would be very nervous given that I have these wrecked pawns. That means in any endgames I'm going to be worse. Computer's more comfortable defending that, apparently. So I did decide to jump the knight in. This move is okay. Computer gave this move instead. Kind of interesting. Taking the sting out of knight h4, perhaps? And if d3, I take the knight. Oh, well, I could take. Oh, it says d4 anyway, and then I take with the knight and trade pieces. Yeah, this I like for me. I could even take this. Yeah, I still feel like black's slightly worse here. Okay. Yeah, I feel like, you know, I should play dynamically because if I go into the end game, I have this problem to reckon with. Okay. Wow, I actually have to wrap this up soon already. So we're going to fly through this game. Am I capable of that? I don't know. All right, so here I should go bishop e4, but I went here and allowed this capture. I thought, you know, I can fix my pawns here. I can either, I think both captures are probably an improvement for me. I decided on this one, which the computer hates, due to the move queen a4. Threatening takes, and then my queen would be overworked. Okay, interesting. My opponent didn't play that, however. They played queen to c2. My knights attacked, so I defended. Knight c3. Yeah, and this part of the game was difficult because my opponent has interesting moves like this, and it feels like my queen was misplaced on d5 due to that. I went queen d7. That does allow this check, which is a fork. And now white can decide if they want to go pawn hunting. So my opponent did take me up on that pawn. I think he should, honestly. And now I thought about the move knight c5, and it turns out I have to play this move. But here I was worried about queen b5 because I didn't want to trade queens. But it turns out that I should go ahead and trade queens, because now I can take on d2. Now if I take right away, that attacks my rook on a8. And then I thought here, I thought I still lose a pawn. I did see this line. So I decided that I would still lose a pawn, but the computer thinks this is okay, like white only has a tiny advantage there. It's probably all I can hope for at this point. So I didn't play that, and I should have. Yeah, and so instead I played here. I was also thinking about this move. I thought this was an interesting line. Queen a6, and then maybe here. But yeah, the queen gets back out, and I think white's better, so I didn't go for that. I instead brought the other rook in. Yeah, and I just missed this queen e4 move. I'm going to say, had I seen this, I think I would have went with knight c5 anyway. But I kind of hastily played. Again, too much blitz, I think. I hastily played this rook move without considering all of white's responses. I thought he would go here. So I just missed this. Now I have to trade queens, and now I'm trading queens without getting the pawn on d2. So I reasoned I was just worse now. Also behind on the clock now. Okay, now knight c5. So I knew this allowed d4, but I felt like I need to get my knight active. Good move. My pawn's attacked twice now. I can't play c6. So I decided to invade on the second rank and get counterplay. Yeah, and it just seems like everything's working for white all of a sudden. Like, I cannot really take the bishop because he wins the rook. So that doesn't really work. And on the other hand, I cannot counterattack and try to do this because that would lose my rook. Check. King here. Rook takes. If I take here, he takes with check. I still don't have time to take the bishop. So pretty much here, I think white's winning. So I'll go through the rest. Here I played rook a to b8. Computer agrees this is the best try. Just trying to stay as active as possible and hope for chances. Bishop here attacking the knight. So I jump the knight in. Does attack the rook. So he moved it. Oh, and here I think I just blunder. Yeah, I played here. I meant to take the bishop first and only then play here, which I didn't even want to do. So computer says I should play rook f. Let's see. Computer says rook b1. Wow, this move. Huh. I can't imagine this is bad though for white. Like if they just want to trade everything. Yeah, white is winning here. So yeah, so the game instead ended with a really sad blunder by me. But I was probably just frazzled at this point. And you will notice in chess that this happens. If you can get your opponent frazzled, they often will be frantically looking for ways to get out of the mess they're in and then blunder something simple like this. And that's what I did in this case. So a sad way to start my tournament, but I have been sort of on a winning streak with the Tuesday Tussle. So I will accept this defeat and learn from it. Hope you enjoyed the game and learned something. I'll be back with hopefully better chess games by me. Have a good day. See you next time.